Let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about investing in real estate, but never actually taken the first step? Maybe you've watched videos or listened to podcasts, even read books, but buying your first property still feels just out of reach. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, most people who want to invest in real estate never actually buy their first property. Not because they can't, but because they're stuck. Stuck in confusion, stuck in the fear of making a mistake, or stuck in analysis paralysis. My name is Greg Kurzner, and I've spent more than 35 years in the real estate business. I brokered over 9,000 real estate transactions, and I've worked with everyone from first-time investors to large institutional investment companies. And during that time, I kept seeing the same pattern over and over again. People who truly wanted to invest in real estate, but never actually started. So over the years, I've had thousands of conversations with aspiring investors, and almost all of them struggled with the same four obstacles. The first one is lack of clarity. They didn't know what type of property they should buy. Should I buy a single-family property, a duplex? Should I fix and flip? What about a rental? There's too much conflicting advice online, or they're afraid of making a mistake. No one wants their first investment to become a financial disaster, so they hesitate, they second guess, and they delay. Or they have financial confusion. Many people assume that they need hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started, but the truth is that there are multiple financing strategies that most people don't even know exist. Or finally, maybe they feel like they don't have enough time. Most aspiring investors have full-time jobs and busy lives. They simply don't have the time to figure everything out on their own. So they stay stuck. And after watching this happen for decades, I realized something important. People don't fail at real estate investing because it's too complicated. They fail because they don't have a clear process to follow. They're trying to figure everything out on their own. What they need is a system. That's why I created something called the Real Estate Launchpad. It's a program that's specifically designed to help new and aspiring investors buy their first or their next investment property in about 90 days. But here's the key difference. This isn't a course. It's two things combined. First, we provide coaching and guidance. We help investors clarify their strategy, define the right property to buy, help them avoid common mistakes, and stay accountable throughout the process. But the real breakthrough is something that I call the Launchpad Investor Operating System. This is a step-by-step digital system that walks investors through the entire process. Think of it as like a GPS for buying your first investment property. When investors log into the Launchpad Investor Operating System, they land on the Mission Control dashboard. This shows them exactly where they are in the process and what comes next. Instead of wondering what to do, they simply follow the roadmap. The system provides progress bars and stages. One of the strongest tools in the Launchpad Investor Operating System is the buy box builder. It's critical that investors define their buy box to help them determine exactly what type of property they should be looking for based on their goals and their financial situation. Their buy box covers things like price range, property type, target area, and rent estimates. Once this is defined, investors stop chasing random deals and start focusing on the right opportunities. And this eliminates overwhelm. Once their buy box is defined, investors begin to look at properties that fit their criteria. The system allows them to track potential deals and organize everything in one place. Things like property candidates, their deal pipeline, and a short list of hot properties. This keeps them focused on real opportunities instead of getting lost in endless listings. When they find a potential property, they can quickly run the numbers using the deal analyzer. The deal analyzer looks at price, rent estimates, expenses, and cash flow. Instead of guessing whether something is a good investment, the system helps them analyze the deal clearly and confidently. This removes fear of making a mistake. Once an investor identifies a property that they want to pursue, the system provides them with a step-by-step action roadmap, from making the offer to doing their due diligence to financing and ultimately to closing and making their properties rent-ready. This ensures that investors always know what to do next, which is what keeps them moving forward instead of getting stuck. Instead of trying to figure out everything on their own, investors follow a clear process that guides them through from idea to actually owning their first investment property. And that's the power of the system. This is what keeps people moving forward instead of getting stuck. The transformation we're aiming for is simple. Before Launchpad, someone was stuck researching, watching videos, and wondering if they were ever going to get started. After Launchpad, they have a clear strategy, they know what properties to look for, and they know how to evaluate deals. And they're confidently making offers. The goal is straightforward: to help investors go from idea to owning their first investment property in about 90 days. If this sounds like something you've been wanting to do, the next step is simple. We invite serious, aspiring investors to apply to our Launchpad program. Inside the program, we provide coaching, tools, systems, and accountability, all designed to help you successfully purchase your first investment property. If you're ready to move from thinking about real estate investing to actually doing it, click the link below and take the next step.